Good evening, everybody. It's 8:30 here on Tuesday evening in the west of Ireland. It's still very light, and I'm coming from the back door and going out through the front door. Amazing, isn't it, that there's still this much sunshine actually. There you go, look, you can see the reflection in the mirror. And plenty of birdsong. So, we'll go for a little walk just down through the front gardens. Well, I'm still calling them gardens, but you know it's woodland. Woodland gardens. Lots of little flies buzzing about. And very shortly, the bats will come out. There's a little colony of bats live just underneath the roof there, where I'm pointing the camera, just on the gable end. And they come out from there at night and they circle the cottage. They just keep circling and swooshing around the cottage, and they eat an enormous amount of little midges and tiny little flies. So it's really fantastic to have bats living here. So many people here in the west of Ireland do complain about midges. And midges, of course, you know, they're the little things that bite, have a little nibble at you and leave you very itchy. And I've worked out, now they're not these little creatures here that are flying around. You see these tiny little flies? These aren't midges. No, midges are very tiny. But I've worked out that where you have monoculture, you have midges. For example, I think the west of Scotland, I think it's the west of Scotland, maybe central Scotland as well, and northern Scotland, has a huge coverage of Sitka spruce forest. And Sitka spruce is the cash crop trees. You know, you grow them for 25 or 30 years and they are a cash crop. And these are very heavily subsidised by the EU. But don't get me started on the EU. I did a rant yesterday morning. I cannot do another rant this evening, alright? It'll drain me. But where you have that monoculture, you know, that kind of, you know, the same thing planted over and over and over and over again, you have midges. And of course, here in the west of Ireland, there has been over centuries a total decimation of the deciduous trees. So where you take out deciduous trees and then you take out everything that is naturally grown underneath the deciduous trees and woodlands, etc., where you remove all that, you are removing all the piers of the ecological structure. And what you end up with is monoculture. Hence, a monoculture of insects. And the one that thrives in all this, you know, boring old monoculture is the boring old midge. So, oh, look what I've just seen. Jack, go away, go away, go away. It's a little spider, look, has made its web just across the path. Can you see it? Jack, don't be wagging your tail. Oh. Right, I'm going to come back and head off down the laneway and go for a little walk that way. I don't want to be breaking that spider's web. If Jack had started swishing his tail about, that would have been the end of Mrs. Spider and her little penthouse suite there. That's funny. Oh gosh. So, what was I saying? Yes, oh yes, about the midges. No. Oh, there's Sammy Bear, followed me out. The bats will eat, let me try to get this right, I think it's twice their body weight. Something like that. I mean, it's some enormous amount of midges each night. So it's fantastic that there's so much biodiversity packed in here that there is a colony of bats, because all of that, all those different tiers of ecological structure help to keep everything in balance. And it's that wonderful balance that makes this place, you know, Bealtaine Cottage, a delightfully magical place. There he goes back down to the road. Jack, come on. That boy is on a wing and a prayer, always trying to get down to that road so he can sit there and watch all the cars. No, come back up here. So what we'll do is there's all the new growth on the little Scots pine. And the gunera. Let's come out. Actually, do you know what I'll do? Rather than going into the garden, I'll walk down to the bottom of the drive and then back up. Now that beautiful bird song that you hear is the blackbird. Beautiful, isn't it? The blackbird sings out at each corner of his territory every morning and every evening. There's Sammy. Mr. Bearkin likes to go for a little dander as well. Don't you, Sam? It's either Sammy or Beauty. Now if I peek in there, I can see, I'll zoom in, beautiful blossom on the rowan tree. You see it? Isn't that gorgeous? And as I'm doing that, my battery light is flashing. Oh heck. Right, what I'll do is I'll just keep going for as long as I can. Beautiful, beautiful scents. And yeah, there's a beautiful little hawthorn tree up there just on the right hand side, and if we walk down a little bit, there's another hawthorn tree and it's in blossom. Now, to breathe in, to deeply breathe in the scent of the hawthorn blossom is really, really good for your heart, because what it does, as you inhale, which I'm going to do. Oh, it's gorgeous. I'll do it again. Oh, it's just heavenly. Breathing in the blossom, the scent of the hawthorn, opens up the left ventricle in your heart and allows the blood to flow more easily. It's actually really, really good for your heart. So anyone at all who has, in any shape or form, a slightly dodgy ticker, get out and breathe that hawthorn blossom in. Because, oh, you can feel it doing you good. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. The colours on the copper beech. The pond is very low, but then you know all about the drought situation here. But it's still holding in. So all the wildlife in the pond is protected. Come on, you two. Come on. Come on. And you, Sammy. Come on. Shh. I'm going to walk back up now because this light is still flashing, the little one for the battery. Oh, I think we'll just cut off here and go in through the cool, cool woodland. Oh, it's so beautiful. Isn't that lovely? Look at this. God. Do you know, I'm actually breathing more deeply now since I've been inhaling the hawthorn blossom. It's gorgeous. It's lovely and cool here. Isn't that lovely? Just all the dappled sunlight. The beautiful evening sun setting. Jack? He's just bounding with joy. Look at the big happy smiling head on him. Cross over the bedrock. There's some little primroses in there still blooming. Gosh, need to do a little bit of cutting back. One of my grandsons was up the other day and he said, "It's like a jungle out there." I said, "Yeah. Have to keep it like that until the drought is over anyway. Just to try to keep the shade and the moisture." Oh, it's lovely just to breathe in the evening air. Oh, come away from there. You'd be breaking that wee spider's web. Come on. We'll go down this way. Now, we go down into the fairy wood at sunset. Not supposed to go down here at sunset or after, because it is the domain of the she. I'm not surprised Jack's going a wee bit crazy. For all I know, there could be little fairies riding on his back. Jack? Oh! He's gone the other way. Going a bit crazy, Jack. So beautiful. There's the wood pigeons calling out a little song. No, Jack, we go this way. Come on. We go through. We're just traversing the little path that brings us over from the driveway, right over here through the fairy wood, and then up the little bank, past the badger set and the rowan tree. And back up onto the upper garden where the polytunnel is. There we go. That's the badger set. I've got heartburn and hiccups. I'm having to be very frugal with the water here in the tunnel, but I must just show you the beautiful foxgloves. Aren't they lovely? Just a joy to behold. Well, it looks as though the battery is just about holding in here. So we'll walk back over now towards the cottage. Copper Beach.